Renovating homes is nothing new to Ed and Margaret Arnold. They're currently remodeling their home at Carolina Trace, preserving the integrity and charm of the existing structure while updating and maximizing their magnificent view of Lake Trace. They're acting as both the project's designers and general contractors. Ed still works as a consultant and previously managed projects all along the Mississippi River for the Corps of Engineers. Margaret was an upper-level executive for a large computer manufacturer in Texas. Both love the charm and personality of Carolina Trace and the neighborhood atmosphere they remember having when they were growing up.
It was interesting when Ed was finishing his career and we were leaving Mississippi. He had sort of told me that we were retiring, but that was a joke. After buying a home in my hometown of Shelby, North Carolina, Ed accepted a position and we actually transitioned into this area, not to retire, but for another career. And we looked everywhere from Raleigh to Lillington and around, and Carolina Trace has won our heart, plural. And we were having some difficulty because we fell in love with this house and this property, but it was really not in move-in condition for us. So we bought another property so that we can make an immediate move, and now we are absolutely in love with Carolina Trace, and what we think about most of all is its peace and tranquility, and it doesn't seem like it right now because we're remodeling this house and wouldn't have it any other way. We call it the jewel box. When you look at a number of the homes that were built in the Trace, the property, I think, began its development maybe as long as 28 years ago. So you have some homes that have wonderful bones. They just need some TLC. And that's what we're doing, is trying to preserve the integrity of the peacefulness and tranquility that was here to begin with and enhance it and take it into the 21st century. Poor Ed. Poor Ed gets pulled into renovations, and this one is a little beyond anything that he would have imagined.
Margaret never met a house that she couldn't redesign.
I've been doing this since 1975, so a few years. And Ed and I met, and I mean, let's face it, he was in the military. So he was transferring from quarters to quarters and a few houses along the way.
And they wouldn't let us renovate the quarters.
So he had this pent-up desire. What can I say? We were perfect for each other. But seriously, you can do as much or as little. When you look at some of the houses, there are just little things that can be done that can just be so, to spice them and energize them. But with this house, we spent a year with it before we started. And actually, we had a number of people that talked to us about what some people call razzing, or taking this house to the ground and building another property. We like the spirit that's here with these houses, and we just decided that we could do so much more and preserve that history of the neighborhood. So we started the banging and clanging about 7 weeks ago, and as we go through the approval process with the Architectural Committee, we have found that to flow very easily. And in working with the contractors that are available to us in this region, there is a lot of talent. It's just a matter of making sure that you marry your personal needs with who they are.
It is a community where I would feel very comfortable if I had kids living at home, letting them go door to door trick-or-treating. You don't get that in many places anymore. It's a very select place. So as you go back, this is the sense of neighborhood, community, comradeship with the people who live here is something that was very evident 40, 50, maybe 60 years ago that I think has disappeared from a lot of places in the United States. But it clearly exists here in Carolina Trace. When you meet somebody, you become friends very quickly. In fact, we had house guests last week. We took them to a function and they met quite a few people out of Carolina Trace, and their remark was, I met more new people tonight who I felt like I knew for 30 years.
I think what Carolina Trace brings to the picture is, first of all, being also native North Carolinian, I was surprised to find the topography and this mix of hardwoods and the beauty that is Carolina Trace, because you feel like you're in the low hills and you have lots of just scenic beauty as you wind through the paths and roads here. And what we have here isn't just that natural beauty, it's enhanced by the people.